This is the Commercial Property Cashflow Blueprint podcast. Big cash flow property secrets from retired Byron Bay surfing fanatic and commercial property expert James Dawson.
Hi, it's James Dawson from commercialrealestateinvesting.com.au. I often get asked what's the better type of commercial property to invest in, and there are a few different types that I thought I'd run through first. Of course, you've got your standard retail shops that people use every day of the week, offices, factories, hotels, service station are just a few of the different types, but essentially in commercial property they all work the same way and are all based on the same formula. And once you know the formulas to buy these properties, essentially you can calculate what they're worth and the positive cash flow. There's no right answer to this question. A lot of the choice of your first commercial property investment will be driven by the amount of money that you have as a deposit, and therefore that sets the price that you can purchase up to. So say for example you had $100,000 cash or equity, you would probably be looking for a property up to around $400,000 by the time you allowed for stamp duty. And actually in this $400,000 range there's quite a range of types of commercial properties that you could buy. You certainly could buy a small shop or retail premises, very easy to buy an office under $400,000, even under $200,000, and also perhaps a small factory or industrial unit for around that money as well. Service stations, as I mentioned before, they would be much more expensive than that price range, so initially your search would be driven by the price range. Now, to answer the question what's actually a better investment really relies on the area that each investment is located in. So let's look at offices, for example. Really, if you're looking to buy an office property investment, appearance matters because businesses like to be in an aesthetically appealing building, and this includes the external appearance as well as the internal look of the building. Often the tenant in a commercial office investment, depending on the lease, is responsible for the internal cosmetic, say paint and carpets, but the landlord, when you're buying the property of the investor, really needs to ensure that you buy a property that looks great from the outside, especially has a nice aesthetically pleasing entry. Also, natural light is very important in an office investment, and proximity to other offices, parking, of course, are very, very important. It goes without saying that with any commercial property investment, it's better to buy in a sought-after location. And in every city and every town in Australia, you'll always find a little location or area, a microeconomy I like to call them, in a town or a city that is buzzing. And of course in cities you'll have many of these in various locations that are nice buzzing little areas, and sometimes you'll go to other places that seem really quiet and they're probably not the best to invest in. Moving on to retail, the same thing applies. Location's absolutely crucial when you're looking for a retail property or a shop. It really has to be easily accessible and convenient for shoppers to get to. Corner stores are fast becoming extinct. Of course, regional shopping centres, the large shopping centres that we all use, have become popular as lifestyle hubs rather than just as a place to get groceries. They offer the opportunity to go and have a coffee, a meal, watch a movie, and also do your shopping. So really, when you're looking at these style of retail properties, the same things apply as offices, in that you really want to get into a nice buzzing location and certainly buy in an area where there's not too many vacancies. Same thing applies for industrial property as well. It's all about location and the quality of the property before you make an investment decision, and very much related to the quality of the tenant and the lease. Over the three styles of basic styles of properties, which are retail, office and industrial, there's no real right answer as to which one's the better property to buy. It's more about initially working out how much money you have to spend or equity, so you can work out what your price range is, and then that will restrict you down to certain styles of investment. One thing I find also is that when people start to look, they'll often hone down on a particular type of commercial property, whether it be office, retail or industrial, that they like or more interested in, and that's a great tip. Obviously, when you're looking, it's going to be a lot easier if you're interested in that particular style of property. And I know some people, for example, specialize in buying industrial properties, and therefore but they become more of an expert in that line of property than someone who's just looking, for example, at retail properties. So that's all for this podcast. Chat soon.